people today. 50 people today. They must have heard Elias wasn't here and that Kenny and I will be running it. All right, I'm gonna fire up the slides. Elias is in the middle of movers just showed up at his house, so we've got me today. Here we go. Fast real estate team meeting December 7th. Let me pull up the slides. I don't have to do full screen on this giant monitor. Well, you're just gonna see the headings at the top. All right, so hope everybody is doing great.
Hit that arrows on the bottom right corner, the diagonal arrows.
Use Kenny's giant monitor. I'm still not used to it. It's like so much. I like hurt my neck turning from side to side just to see all of it. The windows go away and everything, but yeah. All right. Hope everyone's doing great. It's December 7th, so we are approaching the end of the year. It kind of goes a couple different ways for realtors. You either start to kind of slowly check out, or it's a great time to get pumped and get ready to start 2022 off strong. I think it's possible to kind of do both, but the team is still cruising along. Drop your wins and shout outs in the chat as always. Let's see, I gotta find my chat window. But yeah, drop your wins and shout outs in the chat. Drop your IG handle so we can all stay connected. I can't find my window. All right, let's do some wins. We haven't been dropping wins in the chat lately when we've been doing this, but we've got some IG handles in there. Jordana, PK, both great content creators when it comes to the Instagram Reels. Follow them. Sandy dropping it in there, so love to see some wins too. But keep that coming. Oh, win RPA training was a success. Cynthia, thank you so much for coordinating that. We're lucky to have you. It seems like there was a lot of love on Instagram, and that went well. Demian is submitting an offer today. Always a win. Wish you luck for sure. Kim, even better, just got an offer accepted. Shout out to Kim. Lisa, looks like you got that listing with Rebecca on the market. Oh, 3 offers on the listing yesterday after 3 weeks on the market. So sometimes sitting on the market for a few weeks, it all comes down to timing. So 3 offers after 3 weeks. That's pretty exciting. Joey and Donna have an offer out. More Instagram handles. Awesome. Well, congrats to everybody with the wins. Keep it going. We're stoked to see December. Still plenty of real estate to be sold in December. 2 offers from Ginger yesterday. So keep it going.
Well, Stockton's coming too, right, John? You got internet out there?
Yeah, internet is in Stockton. I think, Ginger, you were asking about that the other day, that we literally, like, within minutes of getting keys, got internet set up. But luckily, we were able to get the contractor, like, to hit the ground running. So they should be starting any day now. They're gonna do paint throughout, rip up the carpet, put down some new floors, and then we'll get furniture on the way soon too. But once the carpet and floors are done, we've got the internet, so we can get some temporary furniture in there, and you guys can get started. All you need is your phone, your laptop, and internet, right? So we'll be going. Hercules, still waiting for an update from PG&E. Kevin and I have a listing live this week in Concord. Steffi's excited about Stockton. Sandy Cruz, a friend's relocating her dad out here from New York, and we're viewing this week. Awesome. You've been killing it as far as just keeping consistent with the Instagram content. So I'm sure that's going to help you with your referral business, even right off the bat. So great job, everybody. All right, welcome fast guests. I think I've seen 1 or 2 people that didn't look familiar. Is there anyone in this meeting for the first time, or did anyone invite any guests that would like to introduce themselves?
We have Vin is onboarding our team. We saw her on a call many months ago. Maybe do a quick reintro, Vin. Or not?
Maybe not. Cool. Actually, I just cruised through. Maybe there's not as many guests as usual today, so it's just us. We're 76 people though, so getting closer to our usual attendance. I remember when 50 people on this meeting seemed crazy and seemed like a lot. So the team is growing for sure. Yes, super excited, Ginger and Steffi, about the Stockton office. We're counting on you guys to keep that place lit. Should be fun. Quick teaching moment. So I'm going to take this moment to talk about a new strategic partnership that Kenny developed recently and just kind of became official. You're going to start to see when you get new buyers in contract, you're going to get an email introduction from our virtual assistants to Fast Insurance, powered by the Strategic Insurance Group, SIG. It's a joint venture. I'll have Kenny talk about it in a moment, but it's a joint venture with Kenny and an existing insurance broker. And really the point is for us to just be able to offer like a comprehensive level of service. So a lot of buyers, like they're not sure, you know, especially first time buyers, they don't necessarily know who to reach out to get insurance. So if you can just provide them options, like you're not, you know, it's not a hard sell. It's not anything that you're really pushing on them. You're just being a resource for them and giving them options and making it easy for them. And I believe it's an insurance brokerage group, so they'll get quotes from a bunch of different carriers. But Kenny, you want to talk about that real fast?
Yeah, I mean, as our team grow, we're kind of trying to move into ancillary services to provide a better like one-stop shop experience for our clients. So this is kind of like a first start in having the company us intervene in some of the processes. So here we're just offering insurance because I think insurance people are usually shopping very last minute on who they get. So this is a broker that will reach out to 12 different companies to offer them if they are interested in a free quote for the best price, which most people will say yes. And then later on, as we're building this out, we want to start we're working with Ben on this to kind of somehow ask your clients for referrals during the process. Maybe it's once you get in contract or when you're doing contingencies or towards the end, towards closing or afterwards. We want to be able to kind of pump up your profiles and review. So this is just the first step in the more things we want to do with the team.
Yeah, for sure. And the way it works is when you get that email, the email has some copy in it that you can just copy and paste into an email to your buyers and copy the Fast Insurance email that's also on the email on that insurance with your buyers so they can get the basic information they need just to get a quote. I'm sure some of you are getting unsolicited quotes from random agents that are savvy and, you know, keep an eye on the MLS or some other data source and see when you have a new contract and just send insurance quotes to your buyer. This is, you know, similar, but with a more personal touch and with a relationship with the company that we have. So, you know, take that. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. Take the 2 minutes to copy and paste that into an email to your buyers. And if you think about it, like it's just making you a more complete agent. You're providing them a higher level of service because you know, they've got enough going on with title and the lender and everyone reaching out. They need that insurance quote to keep things moving. If you can help facilitate that and just make it easier for them, that'll just make you an even better agent and make their experience with you even better. So we're consistently trying to add things that can, you know, contribute to the value you can provide to your clients. So keep an eye out for those emails. If you have any questions, just reach out. We can connect you with them. But Fast Insurance, powered by Strategic Insurance Group. All right, productivity and new escrow. So I don't know if any of you heard, but there was some like Amazon cloud server error this morning that like took down a ton of websites. So Elias was having issues with Canva and Sisu trying to get things copied over. So I'm going to just go actually over to Sisu for this because these are outdated. So this is the Sisu backend. Got last week in there. Let's start with conversations because I've got it up. So Michael the Savage, 100 conversations last week. Amy Emhoff, Eric Kang, Panise, and Ginger are all rounding it out in there. Sage just dominating though with almost as many as everybody put together. And really, like, you know, we can't say enough about the importance of tracking these things. I mean, Sage is one of our most productive agents. And to see the correlation with the activities in Sisu, I mean, it really makes a difference. And if the more you track your activities, the more over time you're going to be able to see, like, when I have more conversations, I end up with more deals. So taking the time, especially with a tool provided that Kenny pays for, that's super user friendly, really take the time to make the most of Sisu being available to you. But Congrats to everybody up there. So conversations, and then buyer showings. Ginger up there with 15 showings. Demian right behind her with 11. Moss tied up at 11-2. Ronnie Escalante Jr., who is always on the CSU leaderboards, up there with 10 showings. And then Hector up there with 5 as well. So keep it going. I mean, all the stuff I just said about tracking your conversations applies to tracking your showings. I mean, track any activity that can be tracked. You should be tracking, again, especially when you have a tool as cool as this one. Hours working on your business. Ginger up there again. Cynthia Peterson has been busy with 27 hours working on her business. Arlene getting started strong, 26 hours, doing a good job tracking. Jay, and of course, Ronnie Escalante Jr. on the CSU leaderboard as usual. Ginger is on it this week. And then hours working in your business. Finally, hours working in your business. Penny's up there with 34 hours working in her business. Amy Imhoff, Mr. Eric Kang at 23 hours. Big surprise, Ronnie's on this one too, 20 hours, and Amy Powlin, 19 hours working in your business. So Penny's, Amy, Eric, Ronnie, Amy, awesome. You know, can't enough be said about CSU. Cynthia, you want to just chime in real quick about CSU or anything you have to share about these? I know you're a consistent CSU user. You can give some shout out.
Yeah, I always love chiming in. So CSU, yeah, I mean, if we don't track it, how do we know if we're doing anything? You know, there's a lot of times where as agents, we're like, damn, did I even do anything this week? And I know the feeling. And ever since starting tracking, I don't ever feel that way, because it's like, oh, that's right, I had 10 conversations this week. Like, I am making progress. So make sure you guys are tracking. And also it helps out the mentors. It helps out your partner agents. It helps out really everyone to see what your tracking numbers are. So keep at it, you guys.
Yep, CSU is an awesome tool, and you've heard we're really starting the process of ramping it up with how we use an organization. If you can see, oops, up in the corner in the top left, we have upgraded. They just released a newer version of CSU called CSU Premier with some upgraded features. We jumped all over that, and part of it is we get our logo on here now, so it's all custom, which is pretty cool. All right, back to Canva. Oh, sorry. Boomer technical difficulties.
Hey, John, while you're doing that, can I do a reminder?
I was gonna say, yeah, somebody fill this awkward silence, please.
Yeah, let me fill right in there. So don't forget, you guys, we have our vision board party this evening in Oakland. It's going to be super fun. We're going to be doing it from 4:30 to 6:30 this evening. We've got poster boards. I have like 80 bags of magazines that are going to be, they're like real estate-y magazines. That's a word, real estate-y. Yeah, that's a word. So yeah, if you want to bring more magazines, feel free to do so, but we'll be there at around 4:30, and then we're going to decorate our Christmas tree. So be sure to stick around afterwards and hang out.
Yep, so lots going on at the Oakland office today, vision board party and Christmas tree decorating. Thanks, Cynthia. Anytime it gets awkwardly silent, please feel free to hop in. All right, community contributions. This is always a fun slide. Agents are always making an impact in our local community, so we like to take this moment to give people the floor. Tell us about anything that you're working on in your community. Who wants to start us off?
Can I go really quick? It's Sandy. You guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, thanks. So I'm gonna match, there's a toy drive for an organization called Homies Empowerment that are a mutual aid organization in Oakland, and they're doing toys for the barrio, and it's a toy drive, and I'm gonna match one toy for every toy that is donated to them if you take a picture at the drop-off location and you tag Sandy Cruz Realty and Homies Empowerment. So every toy that's donated to them, I will match one. I'll drop a link in the chat of their organization, and then I posted more details on my Instagram if anyone wants to check it out. They're trying to reach 3,000 toys, so.
That's cool. That's really cool on so many levels. I mean, obviously from the community contribution standpoint, and then, you know, your generosity, amplifying those efforts. And then, you know, as a side benefit, the exposure to people get just to you, and, you know, this business is all about just people being aware of who you are and what you're all about. So doing it in the organic way that you're doing it, I think, you know, you're already seeing the fruits of that labor. So that's really cool. Who else is doing something in the community? Anybody else who wants to step up? I know there's something going on.
Hey, John. I'm doing a virtual ugly sweater contest for the Golden Gate Community Association. I'm on the board. I'm the vice president of the board, and we usually do a in-person holiday party, but because of COVID, our recreation center is still closed. Plus, we're just being COVID cautious. So I just posted last night to a listserv of over 700 people that we are doing this virtual ugly sweater contest. I told them this time we're not going to ask for any money for anything to donate. We're just trying to do this just to have a little fun, and then I'll hit them up, ask for donations first on the next project.
Yeah, I like that. It's good strategy. Just sometimes it's got to be about the social aspect of it, and the networking, the community building, and then when you hit them up for money, that, you know, that stronger bond you built helps out. Awesome. That sounds fun. Ben, did you have something?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone who came out last Thursday to the NARA event. We had a pretty good showing. It was a nonprofit, essentially Chase is building a community bank out there with like financial literacy and all kinds of like great things for the community. So a lot of Team Fast members joined NARA that day, and just want to thank everyone who came out.
Right on. Well, thanks for your efforts with the NARA. It sounds like they're doing some really cool stuff. Anybody else have anything on the community front they would like to share? All right. Well, keep up the good work. Lots of good stuff going on this time of year. All right. All right. So moving on. New escrows. I think we were missing a slide there, but all right. Let's jump right into new escrows. Just a reminder to everybody, we've been doing it for a while now. But anytime as soon as you have a new contract or a new signed listing, you want to go to teamfastescrow.com and enter the details of that transaction in. That's how we make sure that we're aware of the transaction. That's how you get up on this board. It triggers a lot of systems on the back end. So I think we've got pretty good adoption. People are used to that now, but just remember teamfastescrow.com. Make sure you get it on there as soon as you have that new contract. So right on. So this is new escrows from under 500, basically under 770,000. This is written weird, but we got Michael Swanson up here, newer to the team and already on the board. AP Lifestyle up in Sacramento. Alex, congrats on the contract. Martha with a flex dealing contract at 560,000. Joaquin, who I think was probably out of the country last week, which of course means he got something in contract, 620,000 on the board, and Miss Melody Cleone, 634,997 with a fancy offer price getting in contract up there. Who do we have on from this call that would like to tell us about their deal? Michael Swanson, are you on? Want to tell us about your new contract?
Yeah, I'm here. This one just came from my sphere. It was a friend of mine who I went to high school with. When he found out I was a realtor, him and his wife reached out to me. So we have been looking for a few weeks, and they found I referred them to a new build where they lived, and they signed a contract, and they're ready to go.
Nice. So friend from high school, from your sphere. How did you find out you were a realtor?
Facebook.
There you go. So, you know, sometimes you might feel like you're doing all this content and you're not always going to get immediate action from it, but people are paying attention, and, you know, your goal is always to be top of mind, because you get as many people in your network as possible thinking of you when they need to buy or sell real estate, or know someone that needs to buy real estate. That's how you end up with these contracts.
And we have a missed opportunity too, because we haven't pushed it very hard, but when the agent comes on for part of the onboarding process, you should email your database. Well, who I've seen done it really well is Compass agents in the past. I haven't seen them use a template lately, but if you email the database you have, you're just quickly remind them at top of mind that you're a realtor. So we're going to work on some new templates for that, couple of varieties. So even if you've been here for a month, 2 months, half a year, and if you haven't made an announcement to your email database, you know, you guys also realize your LinkedIn and your email and your Facebook and your Instagram, your MySpace, okay, no MySpace, every database is different. There's some overlap, but there's certain people that only use certain things. So when you're not informing everyone on every platform, you're missing out on opportunities to get free business.
Yeah, for sure. One post when you get your license about, hey, I'm a realtor, let me know, and then nothing for a month is not going to do it. You really need to be consistent. And for new agents, I think, you know, it's all about finding people that like and trust you. And you new agents really need to make sure that everybody that already likes you and trusts you knows you're an agent, and really taking the time to do that. That's something I can't stress enough. Sometimes agents will talk about cold calling or farming, but, you know, all that's great, but why are you going to call some stranger if you haven't called someone that, you know, you haven't talked to in a year or two, just to kind of let them know where you're at and give an update and make sure that they know. So really that should be, you know, one of your first efforts is your sphere when you're getting started in this business. And obviously we're seeing the results of it here. All right. Next slide. Almost all partner deals, 550 to 770. So that first slide was under 550. It was just written weird. But Miles Tillman and David Hiller partnering up for 650. Love to see it. Omar and Jen partnering up 649.50. Khadija and Shapri on the board with 720. Nice to see this one. And Stephanie Pelsama, 2 transactions, 620 and 720, just on fire. Helping Kenny pay for the office that we're opening down the street from her house. Steffi, are you on the call? You want to talk about your 2 deals? Steffi is
Yes,
not on.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm here. Yes, one isn't, it's not in Stockton at all, actually. One's in Hayward and the other one is in Antioch. And one was the Zillow lead, first day out, first day showing, first contract, and got it in contract. It was a flex deal. And the crazy thing about that one is I won that because none of the agents communicated with the listing agent. They had 6 offers. No one picked up their phone. I communicated with him from beginning to end. All he got was texts. And we even had offers higher than mine, and he just did not like their style. So you guys pick up the phone, talk to the listing agent, make it happen. And yeah, the other one was it was in Antioch, but that's it.
yeah, that's huge. I mean, can't stress enough the importance of building the rapport with the listing agent. I mean, it starts the minute you show the house, how you represent yourself when you're scheduling the appointment or asking any basic questions. It's like you're establishing yourself as someone the agent wants to work with. You know, as a listing agent, it's super weird to get an offer from some agent that you've never talked to, even right up till that point. So I think Steffi's story right there really underlines the importance of building that rapport with the listing agent, because there's value in that, and it can help you beat out other offers that might be better on paper because they have more confidence in working with you because of the work that you've done to establish that confidence up to that point. So love to see it. Again, love to see all these partnerships. We're all about partnerships on this team. It's a great way to do business. You learn a little bit. It's a little more fun. You got backup. So something we certainly encourage. And it's nice to see the results of that on this page. All right, 770 to 990. We got Vivian up here, Viv Sales Cali, always on the board, and Jorge Jimenez, awesome, in contract at 840. Nice to see you on here. Jorge, you want to talk about your deal at all?
Just, sphere of influence, same thing. Another investor of mine hooked me up with her boyfriend. So we're just, he's picking up another income property. But like you just said previously, pick up the phone and call the people you already know. It's cheap.
Yeah, for sure. Before you do any kind of crazy marketing or any crazy cold calling, make sure the people that already know you know what you're doing, and make an effort, include them in all those efforts to stay in front of them and stay top of mind, because you have a head start in that relationship, and it doesn't cost much to pick up the phone. Right on. Let's see, do we have million plus? Christina Pineda, who I heard this morning, Karina mentioned just closed, or I don't know if closed or got accepted her 35th deal since she's been in the business with us, which is huge. I think that's, less than 2 years, 35 deals. That's an amazing accomplishment. So Christina, if you can hear me, congratulations, on the board for just over $1 million. Mr. Dewey up here with Jen up here as well. Some old school Team Fast OGs, loved up here on the top page. And then Derek Rodriguez coming in strong, 1.8. Nice to see you up there as well, Derek. Christina, you want to talk about your 35th deal?
Hi, everybody. Yes, I think that's a couple of deals together there, but it's been quite a journey. I can't stress enough how fun this team is and just how lucrative it can be, as you can see, if you put in the work. Bouncing back to Steffi, we just got in contract together on one of my listings, but I can truly say, and I was going to note this on my Instagram story today, that it really does make a difference talking to the listing agent, whether she and I worked together before or not. She really does put in the extra work. And not just that, I mean, Team Fast really has showed me how to write a clean, smooth offer. So thank you, Karina, Molly, Kenny, for putting the tools in place. But now I get it when agents have told me, like, hey, you have such a clean offer, smooth offer, strong offer, all those things matter. So just very happy to be on the board with these other hitters and just continue to strive in 2022. And that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. It's awesome to see you crushing it, and you're just barely getting started. So keep it up. Fast Real Estate year-to-date company stats. Ken, do you want to run through these?
Yeah, I mean, we are definitely hitting a record. I think we're gonna end the year about 660 to 670. 700 was a stretch goal. We were pretty close. So pretty excited for next year. Our target goal next year is $2 billion. Very little teams, including legacy brands like Grub Company or Red Oak in this area, which has been around for 30, 40 years, have done about like 1 billion, 1.5. We're gonna be able to hit this sales goal about 2 billion. So super excited. It's all dependent on you guys bringing top talent. I don't know. I feel like every day I'm playing Game of Thrones. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. So trying to get new territory, open more offices, add more support, add more people, add more. We didn't even fully announce we're going to do that in the next couple of calls, but we're hiring 2 more leadership team to support our executive leadership team on for the company, including the head of agent development and the senior marketing manager. So we have a lot of things in store for next year to really up the intensity and the help that you guys have to make your jobs easier. We're wrapping up the year. Congratulations, everyone. And we're going to say the next slide too, but we're doing a holiday party this Saturday to thank everyone for the support. So I hope you guys see you there on Saturday night in the Oakland office.
Yeah, for sure. We mentioned on the call last week, but we want to make sure that everybody is aware of our holiday party in Oakland on Saturday. So come through. But yeah, just to round up the numbers, we have just over 80 million pending. where our average price is consistently in the mid to high 700s. We have 11 million pending in the last 2 weeks. I think this is 1 week. I think this is wrong. 12 new escrows in the last 2 weeks. I think that's just 1 week. I think we had some issues updating the slides this past week. So yeah, I absolutely crushed the goal of 500 million. And you know, when
Shit, I didn't even hear him.
at the end of last year, Molly, you're not muted. At the end, when Kenny said 500 million, $500 million, I mean, I was like, hey, it's good to have high goals. So if you come up short, you still do great. So the fact that 500 million sounded crazy, and we just, you know, we're gonna end up 20 plus 30% over that. When he says 2 billion now, it's like my initial reaction is like 2 billion is a lot, but I thought 500 million was a lot, and we totally did it. So we're doing 2 billion next year, everybody. You can book it. Yeah, all right. Well, I just accidentally clicked forward and got a sneak peek of the fast story of the week. Mr. David Hiller. Is David on the call? I don't think David's on the call. So make sure you give David a shout out when you see him. He's one of the most just positive dudes on the team, and that says a lot, because we have a lot of positive, energetic people, enthusiastic people on this team. So to stand out as an extra enthusiastic, extra positive presence in this group really means a lot. Consistently attends coaching, $650,000 contract last week. Like I was saying, pillar of positivity, high level communicator, and hashtag hustler. So David is not on this call, but make sure he knows that he had his name in lights and his big smile up there for everybody to see. Super good dude. Love the fast story of the week. We have so many great people. What's happening this week? All the usual stuff. Group coaching with Elias is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. A weekly meeting that you're at right as we speak. Daily huddles with Karina every day at noon. Great resource for any questions. You can just pop in, pop out, socialize, whatever. But it's a great place to, you know, just get some time with Karina and get any questions answered, or just see what other people are working with, or whatever challenges they're having. And then among the many EXP resources, there's a weekly contracts class with the broker on Wednesday at 9:30. All right, holiday party, Saturday, December 11th.
I'll go over this. Amazon Web Services crashed, so I spent all morning copying this over. Things kept disappearing. My coaches web domain didn't work, so I couldn't even hop on my coaching call, and I was trying to send the accounting link, call Eliza Suda to someone else, and that kept breaking. So we have a holiday party on the 11th. It's 5:30, 11:30. It's a black tie event this Saturday at the Oakland office. So excuse this broken thing because the internet is shut down. Next slide.
Yeah, we're not just phoning in the marketing efforts. It was some technical difficulties, but you know, it still looks pretty good. New location.
Oh, there's a slide missing there too. Shit. Let me give me a sec, John. Yeah, the internet is really tripping. Technology has been very frustrating this week. I don't know, guys. Actually, I didn't mention, like, I called Chase. I called Chase 20 times in the last 2 days because their service is down. I couldn't get my account on freeze, so I could pay for the holiday party and stuff like that. And yesterday, when Chase was calling me, every time they finally called me back after like the 10th call, it would connect me to the person, and it would ring, and there would be no one on the other line. So I don't like technology this week. So, but let me pull up the slide for the other event we had. Oh, shit. Let's see. Actually, we only need a slide. It's Christina mentioned already, we are doing the vision party tonight, 4:30 to 6:30, and then lead right into the Christmas tree decorating. We have our ornaments already, but you guys want to bring a small, cute, whatever personalized ornament, happy to put that on the tree before it. But we have bought the large ornaments. We have the lights. It'll be a super fun event tonight. Obviously 4:30, 6:30, bring your family, bring your children. It's going to be super kid friendly. After 6:30, after hours, still be kid friendly, but more adult friendly. Hope to see you guys there tonight.
Yep, lots going on. Oakland office today, Oakland office on Saturday. Hope you guys can make it. Office locations, not much new. I think we already covered. Stockton is well on the way. Hercules just caught up in new construction mess, but waiting for an update. As soon as PG&E hooks it up, we will be ready to go. And Kenny and I actually have a meeting with the Hayward team to get introduced to the architects that are going to build that space out. So the target delivery of that space is April 2022, which will be here before we know it. So
yeah, and then in Sacramento, we're actively, as you heard probably last week, the Sierra Bay team has now, it's onboarding right now that they've merged with us. So we're taking over their office space, but we're actively looking at a cool new location, retail space, something super hip in Midtown or downtown Sacramento. We've identified a couple cool spots. In Walnut Creek, we lost on our bid last month on this really cool space, but we're still looking. As of right now, we are just going to maintain the 4 spaces we have at Industrious until further notice. We are at very, very early stage shopping in Vacaville and Fairfield for you guys out that way. And then San Francisco, I think we're doing pretty well in the North Bay office, so we need to expand. Great. And in Newark, we the Pacific Realty Partners team, Paula Joy and his crew has now joining us. So now we have a Newark office. We're very early stages process of refurnishing it and making it more co-working friendly. So something to think about too, as we're growing our team, we're going to be growing by doing a lot of merger acquisitions. If you guys know any brokers out there, any team leaders, any owners, anyone existing space, we should have a chat with them, and that could be in your downline, not just my downline, but your downline. That's the power of this team and all the resources we have. If you can introduce us to someone, we can immediately jump into the new location. They can join forces with us. Maybe, have more stability, have more resources, because every team is trying to build what we're building right now. If you look in the marketplace out there, everyone would like to have like a direct sales and coaching, a sales manager, a marketing department, a full-time recruiter, in-house broker, and marketing team. But a lot of that is really hard to build. We've literally spent millions of dollars building this, and has spent a decade. I've been spending a decade building this format, and every team is kind of growing. So if you guys know someone that can benefit from just plugging in instead of trying to build this thing from scratch, you guys have been with us since early, you realize just how much work this is to kind of grow to this level. So I think the future of the real estate business is teams are getting much, much larger on a very high level. People like Gary Keller and big market center owners, KW, are investing lots of money in teams now, not just agents. So the cool part about EXP is everyone has the same opportunities with the revenue share and the attraction side, and everyone has similar splits. So if you guys, leverage your connections, we're here to help you grow whatever it is you want to grow. Damien.
To connect them with you, do we just send you like their?
Yeah, send me a text. We'll chat one-on-one and tell me what the situation is, okay, and who we should talk to, because these are pretty high level chats. I'll give you an example. And we're recruiting at a very high level too. This week we lost 2 agents that between them, so 2 homes maybe in the last 4 months, and then we actually interviewed 3 different agents, all doing about $6 million in business that are going to be coming to a team. And then also yesterday I interviewed a 40 agent brokerage in New York. So that's the type of conversations we can have, and all it takes is the intro. When people say, "Can I get on a call yesterday with a top Compass agent, $10 million, doing pretty well?" And people's like, "Well, I don't want to spend my time recruiting. It's too much work." Like, no, you're like, people understand. Just make an intro. Hey, you should chat with Kenny. Hey, you should chat with Elias, and boom, like just set that up, and that's all you have to do. So when people think recruiting is hard, they're thinking it. They're probably getting cold calls and other stuff going on. For our people, they're not seeing the leveraging the people you have.
Yeah, it's all about leveraging this business, and it's a whole nother level of leverage when it comes to agent attraction and recruiting. When you've got Kenny on your side. We're seeing it all work. So the expansion is in full swing. Ginger, you asked about keys, and this is one thing with all of our offices when we, as we transition out of co-working spaces into our own retail spaces, is they're all going to have the next key system. So it's super easy for everybody to use, super easy for you to access, and on the go. Eventually, Kenny's goal is to have offices within 30-45 minutes of each other. So, if you find yourself in an area you're not normally in and you need a key, it's just as easy as a call.
Yeah, the short-term goal is to have an office within half hour everywhere, like Sacramento, Vacaville, Stockton, Vallejo, Benicia, Concord, Walnut Creek. And then the thing is that if we start joining forces with smaller teams, they might have an office area. We just plug in. How cool would it be if, this is a stretch goal, but have like a satellite office in every single city. And it hasn't been done before at this scale from any brokerage or team. So it's not hard to do. It just takes a lot of effort. I mean, a lot of talking to people, and what the way we're doing the leases too, we're usually keeping the team member or the team leader or the broker on the liability, and we're just take over all the rent. So how could it be if someone just come and don't have to deal with all that stuff and just continue to grow their business within our network? And our network is a fast network, but we're also powered by the EXP network. So we're just maximizing the system.
Yeah, leverage. Again, it's all about leverage. Cool. All right. So lots coming down. I think we're going to wrap it up with what is the best real estate advice you've ever received? Drop it in the chat. I'm trying to think of what the best advice I've ever received is, but we it can just be general life advice too, but we figured we try to make it consistent to real estate, even though a lot of just good advice in general applies and can really help you in real estate. So let's hear it. What's the best real estate advice you've ever received? Always have it in writing. That is great advice for real estate and sometimes life in general. Don't have commission breath. Kevin Bowie. I think that is, I don't know exactly what you mean, but I think not making it the commission and the money a priority, and there are people where that reflects. Kevin Bowie, you want to talk about commission breath? I want to hear it.
Yeah, commission breath is when you're working with the client or a seller or buyer and you're pushing them way too hard to try to close the deal, because it's just like you're coming up like, hey, you got to do this or you got to do that, or you should list today, or it's ultimately going to be on the buyer, the seller, and when they want to do or what they want to do. And people can read that. They can read the commission breath and smell it from a mile away, and it's just a bad look on your part. You just don't want to do that. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just genuinely like coming from a place of service in everything that you do, and genuinely putting the client's best interests ahead of yours. The commission will come, and the income will come, and the results will come. But really, if you just come from a place of service and just be a resource for the people that you interact with in this business, the success will come. So good advice. Don't take rejections personal, Cynthia. That is, I mean, if you can't get through that one early on in your career, you'll be in that 85% of people that don't make it. You definitely can't take things personal. I mean, there are times where you can take it as constructive criticism and get better, but definitely don't take it personal. Leave your ego out of negotiations. It's very smart, Kenny, for sure. Like, anytime emotion starts interjecting in negotiations, it can get messy.
Yeah, don't be a hero. I think learn from Dan Bear in a video. Sometimes people want to negotiate just because some people want to negotiate just to feel good about themselves, to show they're a strong agent. But when you trying to negotiate $1 million deal and you're fighting over $2,000 and you are the one that kills the deal, that's pretty terrible. And I've seen that in the past where we'll see the agents that are less busy, and I look at it and not talking crap about them, but let's just say they only done one deal in the last 3 months. So they have nothing, they literally have nothing else to do, not in a mean way. So they're 100% focused on that deal. And if that deal goes really smoothly, they have nothing else to do. So they need to be like a super agent. They need to be calling their clients all the time. So the agents that don't do as much business are not aspiring to, they tend to put a lot of ego and heart and overkill that deal. So that happens quite a bit in the past, maybe less now.
Yeah, for sure. Christina Darrow, keep a student mentality, always be learning. Love that. I think we can apply that to life in general, for sure. Demian, don't let the no stop you from getting the yes. Super important lesson. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that like graphic of the like miner that's like digging through and is quitting and turning around, and the like diamonds are just on the other side. It's like, don't let those no's stop you from going, because you could be, right around the corner from a yes. Eric Throm, it's not that easy. That is definitely, I mean, that's the advice that I give everybody that says they're considering getting their real estate license, is I tell them like, it's significantly harder than you think. And even if you try to imagine it being harder, it's still probably harder than that. And I think if you go into it just knowing it's not that easy, you're going to be able to deal with the adversity a lot more than the people that just see it as like, oh, these guys like are drinking White Claws in the office or hanging out or driving nice cars and you know, do all that. I want to do that. Like you get into it for the wrong reasons, or you get into it for the checks and you think it's easy, then you're, again, going to fall in that 85%. Follow up. That's a huge lesson. I think I saw when in doubt, follow up in there as well. Like you'd rather over follow up than, you know, risk somebody, you know, making a move without you because you didn't call at the right time. So follow up. Ben Rojas with some wisdom. The best time to buy real estate was 10 years ago. The second best time is now. You can drop that on clients as well. And it's like, it really is just makes you think that like, you just got to get in over time. It's always a winning game, and you just got to get started. So that's a great piece. There's riches in the niches. I like that one as well. I think a lot of people, you know, on this call, like have found little segments of the market or segments of their sphere or whatever that they can really just focus in on and get success from there. Call the listing agent, don't submit an offer blind. Renan, that's great advice. We definitely covered that today. It's super weird when you just get an offer out of nowhere, and you're really doing your clients a disservice if you're not taking the time to build the relationship with the listing agent, because that 100% can help your chances. Kim, treat everyone how you want to be treated and take care of your past clients how they will take care of you. Very true. I think we've heard multiple times on this call, just taking care of your past clients in your sphere and how it comes back to you, and treat everyone how you want to be treated. I think that's, is that the golden rule? That's the golden rule, right? That's like some of the best advice just in life in general. But if you apply that to your real estate activities, you can definitely benefit. Sometimes you have to fire the client for sure. Some of us learn that the hard way. Don't chase the money. Connect and make relationships. Go right there with the commission breath. And you know, this is from somebody that's had a ton of success in the first couple of years of her career. So it's true. Like just be a resource, make those connections, get people to trust you, earn that trust, do what's best for them, and the money will follow. Establish your clients' real estate goals and work backwards. Joaquin, love that one. Really get them to see the end of the road, and then that way it's not as daunting as a process. You do it one step at a time. Real estate's not about sales, it's about building relationships. So much of what we say just goes along that theme. So you know, we cannot hammer it in you enough, and we've probably hammered it in you in this call, but the importance of building relationships with clients, friends, sphere, other people in the business, huge part of success. Kenny, Jung-hee, LOL, Kenny, I totally had my ego in the last negotiation, and when we closed, the agent tried to recruit me. I don't know if she's saying the ego is good. There is some Karen power coming from that one. So, and she's a good negotiator. So I don't even know what you're trying to say, Jung-hee, but good job. Ben, I'm going to start dropping that. I love it. Lots of good stuff in here. I think this was, you know, sometimes we don't get as much action out of these questions, but there was a lot of really good stuff. And I think that shows like how much value people can get from just little gems of wisdom that you can drop on them. So whether you've been in this game for 6 months or 6 years or 16 years, like you hold on to these little pieces of advice. So in an environment like this, where it's all about collaboration and sharing knowledge and being there for each other, I think it's a great place to share advice so we can all learn and learn faster and be better faster. So make sure everyone knows that you're a real estate agent. From Kenny, I mean, that's about as simple as it gets. You'll learn that lesson the hard way eventually if you've been in the business long enough to where you just assume that, you know, somebody's going to use you if they need you, and then they straight up forget. So, you know, you can't.
Or more advanced one is make sure that everyone knows you also list homes. Like crazy enough, you'll meet clients, you'll meet friends and say, oh, I thought you only work with buyers. Or, I mean, it's a good thing, but also bad. Like, oh, I thought you only work with sellers. So I've had friends I worked with in the past help buy real estate. And years later, they did something else. Like, oh, I thought you only work with sellers now. So we were buying $1.5 million homes. Like, like what the heck? So like you realize like, you know, the whole thing about your branding is what people talk about when you're not in the room. Well, the messaging you have on social media is really important too, because if you only talk one way or post one thing about how excited you are working with buyers, you're not going to get listings. If you only talk about listings, you're not going to get buyers. So just make sure to mix it up. And that's why the power of like, you know, Instagram stories, social, you're out looking at homes. You're not only looking at homes, working buyers. Oh, I'm prepping a home today. I'm working with a seller. Oh, I'm opening a listing, open house today to do the neighborhood. So like people want to see stuff like door knocking and farming and putting signs in the ground, like all the stuff that you think people don't think is interesting. They can only see that stuff on reality TV. It's if you're only going to homes like, hey, check out this kitchen. Well, good for you. You're looking at a nice kitchen, but you're showing that the behind the scenes is when you're actually going to get people that want to work with you based on the actions that you're taking at that time.
Yeah, like Elias always says, just document your journey, the ins and outs and every little thing, not just the highlight reel. And that'll just really help relationship and that bond that people have with what you're doing. So make sure people know that you're a real estate agent. Follow each other on team. We have some great examples of how to, you know, create an identity and build consistent content on this team. So you're in the right place. That's it for me. I think that's it for this week. Hopefully we see a bunch of you on Saturday at the party. Come through tonight for vision board creation and Christmas tree decorating. But, you know, we would love to see as many people as possible on Saturday. As always, feel free to holler at us if you have any questions, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks, everybody.
Yes.